Why are bullies the way that they are? In my experience, it's always insecurity. And I think there's an appropriate way to address this. I think there's two appropriate ways to address this. I've seen women address this with sincerity, and my preference is to address it with correction. Um, Insecurities are no one else's fault, and I try to correct my days, my environments to be pleasant. And what I try to do is I try to address the bully for his insecurity and leave him to my address. And, there's a way to do that. You say, hey man, um, so you're overweight, so what? Or you say, hey, yeah, this is this way, but, and then you bring up their insecurity. And then you leave them alone. Or, as one of my female friends is doing right now, is addressing bully behavior with sincerity for the insecurity. And both of us understand that bullies do tend to be insecure. And in love, um, correction, I have faults, and I might not have always corrected bully behavior in the best way, but I have always tried. Um, I have PTSD with an obsession for bully behavior. And so this weighs on my heart, weighs on my mind, is that, bullies ruin the atmosphere that you live in. And wouldn't it be nice to get them corrected and tend to your good days, your good evenings, your good times, your good atmosphere? And my friend is just picked one bully, and she is addressing the insecurities for what they are in a very sincere, loving manner. Very sweet, always sweet, and never rude about it. And I think either one could work in the long run, but it's a difficult beast. But the point I'm trying to make is bullies do tend to have a very noticeable insecurity. And I don't think that should go unnoticed, because maybe they're troubled in their life and they just bully because they don't know what else to do. And so maybe a strong man comes in, shows up on the scene. Can't see my hand. Shows up on the scene, and he's just, hey man, we're trying to have a good time and this is inappropriate. Or maybe a woman will enter into his life and say, hey man, we're trying to have a good time and this is inappropriate. And whatever the case is, everyone knows that bullying is terrible and it's no fun. Especially for our friends or our loved ones or ourselves, if we're this way, is that we're prey for the bully. And I don't like to see that in my day. I don't like to experience that in my environment of, oh, the bully's around, so now we have to be all paying attention to the bully's behavior and, suiting his wants and suiting his desires. I don't like to play that game, and so I don't. And when it is in my atmosphere, I try to address it appropriately and then move on, and then we both move on. Is that I said what I said, and it was maybe needed to be said, I thought it was. And once I'm done, I'm done, and I'm done interacting and engaging with a bully because he's undesirable. I've just addressed it and I've pointed it out, and then I move on. And this is a problem. It weighs on me, my heart, because I have friends that always give in to bullies, and I'd rather just be friendly with them and friends with them than entertain bully behavior. And that's the thing, you can't entertain bully behavior if you want it to stop. You have to disengage. You have to accept, okay, this happened, I'm either the victim, my case the persecutor, the woman's case the rescuer. It's called Cartman's Triangle, I believe. And once you are a victim, persecutor, or rescuer, you get stuck in this cycle of I have to persecute, I have to rescue, I have to be the victim. And it's not because you want to, it's because it's real easy to fall into a trap. And I have friends that have fallen into traps, and it makes me sad. I don't like to be sad, I like to be happy. I try to do what I try to do on a regular basis, and it feels good to me, and I want to share some insight that I've gained over the years of addressing bully behavior, is that there tends to be an insecurity there. And if knowledge is half the battle, um, then, maybe all the viewers could learn from this, or just be impacted in a positive, with positive energy, that there is hope, there is an answer. Because I believe there's an answer to every, I know there's an answer to every question. And why do bullies bully? I think that it tends to be insecurity. And what can be done about it? I think awareness. I think, if you're demonstrating an awareness of an undesirable element in your atmosphere, that could affect that element, that bully. And what you could do is be like, hey, this is undesirable. I don't want this to happen. And if it happens anyways, it's the bully's fault for his actions. But if it doesn't happen, then you just averted a very unpleasant time. And I just wanted to spread awareness and hopefully encourage peace, hope, and love in the universe, in the community that I live in, or wherever, because it feels good to me. And if you watch this, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.